All right, we're good.
Right on. 1 hour. I'll keep it soft-winded.
Hopefully. It'll get dark. That's how we'll know it'll be dark out.
Yeah, right.
But it's time to wrap it up.
That's when it's over.
It's only, 4:05 right now?
Yes.
Sun is setting in the city. We out here in Nashville, Tennessee, baby. Centennial Park.
This is it.
Episode 77 of the Endless Enjoyment Podcast. I am your host, Vincenzo, and we are celebrating 4 years of the Endless Enjoyment Podcast this week.
Congratulations,
I appreciate
sir.
you, brother.
To do anything for 4
long.
years. I mean, high school was a push.
Right.
College is...
But we finished.
Oh, my God. But yeah, you get to the end, you're like, okay, all right. I guess
We're going to keep going from here. And I'm very happy to have another repeating guest on the pod today. One of my good friends out here in Nashville. One of the first friends I made when I first came to Nashville 5 years ago for an internship in college. We have singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, clothes maker, hat maker, Matthew Paige,
hey,
aka Matt Hatter.
That's
in the
right.
building, in the outside.
In the outside, at the park.
Pod in the park, baby.
Yes. I'm stoked that you moved it outside. I love an outside thing, man. That's really opens it up out here, you know. That's a breathe.
Right.
It's
a beautiful day.
Willie Nelson doesn't play inside anymore. He just like, I don't play inside anymore. So like the last 2 decades of his life, he just plays in outside amphitheaters, parks, you know.
Yeah, I remember working one of his shows at First Bank.
That's right. I was at that one.
Oh yeah, we ran into each other there. Back when I was working security when I first moved down here. So we've been doing the podcast for 4 years now. It started in my parents' basement in November of 2021. And then in spring of 2022, I moved here, and Matt was one of the first guests that we had on in Nashville.
That's right.
And it's been over 3 years now, and now we got him back on the podskeee.
Time flies, man. Time flies when you're popping or
just
doing.
Yeah,
you know?
Right. Just staying active.
Which is Nashville's so good for, you know. It's like there's always something you can be upping your game on in some capacity, because so many people are running full high voltage here, you know, creatively wise, you know. It's inspiring.
So what do you think you've really been like upping your game on the last few years since we last talked?
Man, I've been really leaning into just a lot of solo material and just everything you yourself can control, right? Like I love collaborating and working with other people, and that's really great, but I never really gave myself a chance so much. And so this past couple years, you know, it's been like, oh, let me have a solo thing too. So just working on music of yourself, you know, I love working with my band and other people, like I said, but doing this thing where you don't even check your phone, you don't even go outside for a little while, and you're just like, all the answers are right here, whatever pleases me, you know, and just focusing on that. That's been really cool.
Right, speaking of that, you just dropped a solo album.
Yeah, which is really a collection of songs that I put together as an album over the years. You know, I've done like one song. And then I went on tour in Sweden for 5 weeks a few months ago, and I needed something to sell, and I didn't have an album, and so you scoop together all the things you've done over the past few years, and you put it in one little box, and you got a thing. So after I got home, I was looking at that CD on my desk, and I'm like, I should put that out.
Right, why not? Other people can support too, not just in Sweden.
Right.
What you were telling me, obviously I said like, what have you been up to in the last few years? We speak pretty often, like
sure.
Every once in a while,
yeah.
Me and you will catch up and just, you know, sit, smoke, talk about life, music, whatever it is. But you were telling me that you're going back to Sweden next year, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There is this really cool artist co-op in the south of Sweden where it doesn't even snow anymore, so it's not gonna be freezing cold. They have an artist co-op with dancers and photographers and artists and musicians, and they get government funding. This is something that Sweden does as a country. They're like, well, we want to bring culture to our area. Will you help us fund this artist and bring them to here? And they can live and make art and bring culture, you know, some flavor to this part of the world. And that's what happened. They applied on my behalf to the Swedish government, and they're like, oh, here's some money. And so they have enough to pay me and house me and feed me, and all I have to do is make art every day. I mean, it's not like a 9 to 5 or anything. Like, There is no amount I need to have done.
Or a certain amount of shows you have to play or anything?
No.
They just want you to be there for the the creative
do
aspect.
something.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
No, don't just stay in your room.
Right. So I'm very excited about that. I love Sweden, and it's very cool. Any folks listening or watching,
Shout out the helicopter.
News 5. keep it live, baby. If you get the chance to go to the Sweden or Norway, any one of those tucked up over there above mainland Europe, and go to it. It's so cool and just beautiful, and there's go anywhere, but I love Sweden. I've been there a few times over the years with my band, and this is the first time I went solo opening for my friend Bobby Bear Jr., who I was also playing with. So each night I'm playing my songs, and then I scoot over, and then I play with him. So like each night I'm playing like 2.5 hours of music for 5 weeks or so. It's like intense. You get to another level of thinking. You kind of forget what town you're in, You're
right. You're just getting lost in the moment.
Right, like,
because you're playing. You're focusing on playing.
Wow, look at all this beautiful nature I have to just distract myself with. And they love American stuff and music and stuff, but they're not animated people. Swedes, I love you, but you don't dance too much. But they love it, so they come up after the show and they'll be like, "That was amazing. I love your music. That was fantastic. My life has changed." I'm like, "Really? Okay."
Didn't see
you stonewalled me for 45 minutes, but okay, great. Hey,
glad.
as long as it's internally happening, it's okay. But really, they are full of love and appreciation for American things, Especially being an American right now, it's weird going out into the world, with how they're going to sort of perceive you. It could be a mixed bag, and it is.
A lot of people, I feel like we're stupid,
Right, yeah, they assume we're really stupid, we have no idea about anything, and we're racist, ignorant fools, which, there's a lot of us that are, but a whole bunch of others. So it's almost like you're an ambassador. When you go traveling and you play music and stuff, you have to be like an ambassador for like your people, whatever your people are, whoever you are, it's just like, try to do your best and be respectful and smart.
Right, not cause any problems.
Right, don't call Sweden Switzerland. They hate that one. They
2 different places.
They hate that one, and they already think we don't know geography, so you really got to be on your toes.
So, you're going to be going back there for a few months next year.
Yeah, right. So the legal amount to go work in Sweden without having to get a visa or do paperwork about it is 3 months. And so they offered to, do you want to do the full amount? We'd love to have you. And I was like, okay, yeah.
Sounds like a great experience.
That sounds great. Okay. That's a quarter of the year, though. So it's like a big commitment of time away from your family, your band, your music partners, whatever it is you're into. It's just like, you jump out of your life. And I was gone for 5 weeks, and it's a double-edged sword because people move on with their lives. It's almost like you die. Right. And you're like watching them, and you're like, oh, they're all doing this, and all of my friends are doing that, and I'm just over here,
I feel that when I'm ever on FaceTime with my family back home, and then I don't talk to them for a couple weeks or whatever, it's like I feel like I'm living a whole different life out here, which
you are,
right?
and that's okay. And it's not like they don't love you anymore, but they have to live in their immediate life. And I was feeling it this last trip. It was rough, man. I was like, oh man, everyone forgot about me, which is not true at all. And it gets all in your head. But traveling and being alone and being in a foreign country for weeks on end, it starts getting into your head.
Yeah, especially 3 months. You got to make some friends out
3
there.
months. Well, luckily I don't have to travel every day. I'm not going on tour for 3 months.
Right. You're just gonna be...
Right. So I get to travel. I can go where I want. I can take day trips. I can go on little runs of music. I can go on a week-long tour or whatever. I'm not trapped in one place by any means. And they made that very clear. Like, we want you to just do. Because
that will add to your life experiences, which will add to your songwriting and your music. And
oh, totally. There's a recording studio down the street from where I'm staying. I'm like, dude, put me in touch with that guy because we are going to be friends. We are going to be hanging out. So think of all this. I mean,
you're good at riffing. You're always posting videos on Instagram and stuff where you're just shooting off the top of the head,
right?
Whether you're just speaking to the camera or singing or playing a little riff or something.
Totally, yeah. Well, I think a lot of us do. I think of speaking as singing. So people sing when they speak, There's tone to it, and there's cadence to it. That's why comedians are so good, because they're singing, and they have to sing at a certain way for it to land. Right. Jerry Seinfeld knows all about it. I'm sure you've heard him talk about it.
Delivery is everything, yeah.
Yeah, you can't... You need to change one word from this to the, or, to make it land. Anyway, yes, I'm with you. All that to be said, yes, I love riffing and just coming up with stuff. And it's so easily to get inspired when you're traveling, because even if it's like, because we're sitting here next to this thing, we've seen it 1,000 times, you know, and we come over here and we're just like, oh yeah, let's go sit by the park and have a nice day, you know. And whereas when you come here for the first time, you're just like, oh my gosh, the significance of this place, it's heavy, and wow, look at all the art and craftsmanship, and you just have this huge appreciation for something when you hit something for the first time. So I'm excited to be over in Sweden for a while, to just like get past that first, like, oh my gosh, everything's amazing all the time, and like really get settled into their lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Which when you're traveling, you're just gas station to gas station, town to town. You don't really get to.
I can relate. Even like when I met you, that was one of the first days of my internship in 2020, and then it got ruined by COVID.
Yeah.
So I really didn't get the full experience even with that. And then I moved here after, like, so it was like, that was like a month or two had passed. It was like, really felt like I was settling in and got past, like, even there's things I still haven't experienced in Nashville. You know?
I mean, that's one of the perks, but yeah, I mean, there's something after you like can be somewhere for a second longer. I mean, that's the double-edged sword of touring, is that you get to go to these places, but you're only there for maybe a day and a half.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Less than 24 hours sometimes.
Usually, yeah. But I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way, you know. But yeah, here we go, Sweden.
Hell yeah, that's gonna be a dope opportunity, man. I'm super excited and happy for you, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm like totally relieved of all of my normal life requirements for 3 months.
So you better make some great shit. And
I know.
Enjoy yourself.
I'm going to, and I'm always inspired by your content output as well. And I was like, oh man, what if I get a cleared schedule and all I have to do is be creative all day? It's gonna be great. This is gonna be great. Yeah, this is gonna be amazing.
Hell yeah, brother. So you were on episode 22, I believe, of the podcast, and now we're on 77.
Dude, that's 22 to 77, man.
55 episodes later.
Wow.
Over 3 years. So for people that haven't watched that episode, you should go check it out. It's a great episode, one of my favorite episodes.
That was good.
He's really one of my favorite people to talk to, and for those who haven't seen that, maybe speak just a little bit more about who you are.
Yeah, for sure. I'm Matthew Paige. Hey, I'm a person. I moved to Nashville to pursue music and art and stuff. I'm from Portland, Oregon, more or less. And yeah, when I was 19, right after high school, I hung around Vancouver, Washington for a little bit, where I was living, and I had gotten word that Nashville was just a really great place, because I play guitar and I play country music and blues music and old American influenced music, and I was looking at LA or New York, and it just I wasn't feeling the jive, the vibe. And then I came here for 2 days. I drove here on my school bus on a tour, but yeah, I came through for a couple days, like, oh, here it is.
Let me see what it's like.
Found it. Yeah. You know, it's silly to say, but you know, guitar-shaped swimming pools and rhinestones and really amazing musicians and artists that I respect just hang out here, you know. And it's not a big city. It's still not a big city. It's growing, and it's going to keep growing, and that's cool, but it's not in LA or New York by a long shot, which is great. So we have a great time of life here, I think, to be like, we're going to watch it change, we're going to watch it grow, we're going to watch it become what it's going to become, which I think will eventually be a large place, larger place. But right now we're sitting about just about 1 million people here.
Right. A ton of people visiting. I was reading that like 10 years ago it was like 10 million people annually. Now it's over 20 million, and in the next 20 years they're expecting it to double again to 40 million and people a year coming here.
Yeah, there's a lot of history and a lot of cool stuff to dig in here, and it's essentially in the middle of the country over here. This part of the country here it is, you know. So conferences and meetings and whatever, you know. People want to come here. But anyway, I came here to play music, and I came here and I started a band. I bought a crappy van and I started driving it around and going to shows and playing shows and recording, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it. Like, whatever this long path of making art and being a musician, because they all tell you, what do they tell you in high school? Like, oh, only 2% of people who go for it ever make it.
Right.
I'm like, well, you gotta go for it to know whether or not you're like, and making it, they don't tell you that. That's up to you.
It's subjective,
yeah.
What is success to you?
Right. That's completely up to you. And I found it all here, man. I took my journey through my 20s, and I'm in my mid-30s, and my family has since moved here. They were all living in Portland, my sister and my mom. They all live here now, so I have like a family here now. It's like, man, like,
awesome,
roots are getting put down in a really great way. So I don't know. I feel like this place is more my home than any place I've ever been.
Right. You mean you've been here for like 15 years?
15, yeah. Going on, it'll be 16 and just, well, right about almost now. Yeah. I moved here just after Thanksgiving in 09.
Damn.
Yeah. And it's scary, man. It's scary. Anything is scary when you're just kind of gambling with your entire amount of life, effort, money, skill, relationships. You're leaving your whole family, all your friends, everything you have, you know. And you just go like, all right, I'm going to go start a new one, you know, all right. So I'm 15 years into my long journey. And, you know, you hear about whatever, Paul McCartney's playing in town tonight. He's 80 something, you know, whatever.
He's getting up there.
And he's still playing. He's not retiring. I don't want to retire.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, like I'm really happy. It's like, so, you know, take care of yourself, take care of your hands. And through this journey is like further like wellness and peace, and like somehow being in a band and pursuing this has like saved my life rather than crashed it or made me become a derelict or like an addict or something.
Cliche,
So,
like
right,
rock
yeah,
and roll
right,
cliche.
burnout,
Yeah.
loser person, which, yeah, that's what all they kind of want you to think. But weirdly enough, it's made me more healthy, mindful, considerate.
You've been sober for a while too, right?
Yeah, I quit drinking 7 years ago.
God damn.
7, 8 years ago. I don't know. Again, vegetarian and drinking was two things that I just like didn't even like. I thought about it as I stopped, but the only thing I thought about with drinking was that it was like, because it's so part of the culture, you just had to break this weird habit of like, okay, you get to the bar where you're going to play the show and you get a drink. Okay, where are the drink tickets? Let me get a drink. Yeah. So it's just breaking that habit, but I didn't like, for me, alcohol was not my jam, and it was like, didn't make my life better. So yeah, as you go, right, you got to check stuff out. You got to try some stuff. That's what the 20s are for. Check it all out, right?
Even though I've been drinking significantly less than I was in my early 20s.
It's also like maybe it's just like a seismic shift, because it's, look at the bars. You know, I know some bar owners, like, people are not drinking.
Yeah, I think it's just the whole country, like younger generations are starting to drink less.
Yes, certainly. But whatever. Everyone needs to find their own path, and that's another amount of growing I've tried to be mindful of. Was like, you know, everyone's on their own journey, right? You know,
See what works for them.
Right.
And do yo thing, like you said
right,
in the last podcast.
Do yo thing. And at some point, drinking totally served me. Like I needed to be numb to make some of these decisions and make these leaps that I might have been too afraid to have done straight entirely. I don't know. I definitely needed some liquid encouragement, fearlessness at some points to do this. And so, you know, I think everybody should just pay attention to what they're doing, because we're fed so many things. Like, all right, you get up, you go get breakfast. What do you get? I don't know, McMuffin. Okay, because that's what that billboard said breakfast was, and it's $1. Great, okay, cheap food, good, great. All right, and then you have to choose. I don't know. I'm just trying to be mindful with all my life, you know. And I think that's something we could all benefit from. Is just be mindful. Choose. Don't be chosen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, yes,
you're
you're chosen by the heavens, but you know,
right. But you kind of
you're not chosen by Coca-Cola. You know, like
Right,
they're not making you just another one of their statistics.
Right, where you're making a conscious effort to make a change rather than just like letting the world control you, or
right.
Especially with just people are addicted to their phones, to nicotine, or alcohol, whatever. It may be,
for sure. And there's no straight path. I think, you know, if you relapse and you do a little some of this or some of that, and you didn't want to, but you understand your own journey and your own purpose, like, it's okay. Being hard on yourself isn't going to help.
Yeah, beating yourself up never helps.
That
That's
never
one of
helps.
the biggest lessons I've learned over the years.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. I mean, you've been here 5 years now. I mean, how do you feel?
Living here, it's been like 3.5.
Okay.
So I left and
Have
finished
you
school.
felt a change in your like relationship here, or comfort level here, or has?
I mean, especially since I've been Ubering too. The last year, I've driven a lot more around the whole city, and I've like stayed and lived in different parts of the city too. So I'm a lot more comfortable, knowing my way around the city and which parts I enjoy and which parts I still want to explore.
For sure. Yeah, right. Doing that job is a great excuse to go see all these other neighborhoods and what Nashville has to offer, because there's a lot. There's a lot of bubbles. There's a lot of microcosms in this town. And like you said, like you can be here for a long time, and I'll still walk into a club I've never seen before and see a band I never heard before, and they've been here the whole time, you know? And it's just amazing.
Is wild, especially that you've been here for 15 years.
Right. It just goes to show how many people are, you know, in it here. And I think the stat when I moved here, and it was like that into the 90s and the 80s, it's like there's 700 musicians getting off a bus every day coming to move here to make it, you know.
And I don't know, so especially I'm kind of like guilty of like locking myself in my room and making music and locking in on it sometimes, where I don't go out and network and support other artists, but that is key. And like
it is, but so is what you're doing, man. You I know I keep bringing up Willie Nelson. He is my favorite.
Shout out.
Yeah, for sure. Willie, love you. Huge inspo. Talk about going for it. But I had a dream one time where we were sitting on some hay bales in a mall.
In a mall. Not outside.
And he said, man, it's okay. You know, your friends are going to be doing a lot of stuff on the weekends, and you're going to miss out on a lot of stuff because of this thing that you're going for, but that's okay. It's just part of the thing, you know. So you're going to see a lot of things you're missing out on. Just know that it's okay. So locking yourself into the room, I think, is a really solid move. On the flip side of that coin, and I think we've talked about it, like, to make Nashville work for you, or any community, you got to participate. You got to go out and be a part of it. You go see other shows, help other people, you know, just be around. Just go to the coffee shop, you know, hang out at the Parthenon, you know.
I remember you saying in the last pod too, like it's kind of like almost like a skateboard type community. When someone lands a dope trick or plays a great show or plays a great song, they're like happy to see it.
At least that's how they'll act, and I'll take it. You know, I'll take it. Yeah, no. Most people are genuine and they are stoked. And
I've met so many of like the coolest people like I've ever met in my life out here, and I wish I had more time to spend with them. We're all busy doing our own thing too, and they said it's like important to take time to yourself, and I'm building that foundation for longevity. I want to have a long career, and I want to be alive and take care of myself obviously as well. And sometimes I kind of put the music ahead of my health sometimes, where it's like I'm working on music so much that I forget to eat, or like, you know.
Oh yeah.
You should prioritize your health first, and then the rest will take care of it. So
totally. And there's a balance. I mean, the answer is always balance. There's never a put your foot all the way on this gas pedal answer. As many times as I've tried it, it's never worked for me. It's always been like, oh, it's a little bit of that, it's a little bit of this. Sometimes it's heavier on that, you know, heavier on the music time, less on the I'm doing yoga and meditating time. You know, there's seasons, you know.
Absolutely.
And but I don't know. I think it's awesome if you're passionate. I had a conversation with someone where I was like, you know, when you are so passionate about something and you just lose track of time and you just kind of forget like anything that's going on, you look down and hours have passed, and she looks at me and goes, no. I'm like, oh, okay, right. Well, we're lucky to have that.
Right.
You know,
but it's also kind of like, damn it, like, I wish it didn't. I'm trying to savor it.
Right, that too.
I'm glad that you did bring up that Willie Nelson said that, you know, you're going to miss out on things, because the best time for me to work is on the weekends. So I'm obviously like working on the weekends most of the time, making most of my money at that time, and I don't really even go out or drink that much anymore. It's like all these people are out having fun or whatever, but I have faith that, you know, I'm going to have plenty of fun in the future. Like,
Gary Vee says it too.
I love Gary Vee. He's one of my biggest influences that
Absolutely.
just like in like life, like got me out of depression and like in college, and like believing in myself and just putting myself out there.
Because he lived it, right? And that's the inspiring bit. He's like, all my rich friends were, I was loading wine into my friend's rich
trunk. So he was like 30. Like,
right, yeah, working for his parents at the liquor store, doing nothing cool.
Barely making any money.
Barely making anything. And then, making some smart moves, being passionate, staying determined, and then, you know, I don't know. Anything's possible. I don't know. It depends on what you want, though. You have to ask the universe for this stuff. And a lot of people were just told or were shown, like, celebrity stuff. And it's like, oh, well, I need a mansion and a limo, and I need a pool, and I need a big gold chain, and I need these things. That's when I've made it. You know, that's how I'll know I've reached the top of the mountain. And I have determined that's a lie. or no, that's, no one told me that, but I think we're all sort of perceived that. Like, oh, once I'm rich and famous, then I'll do whatever I want. What is rich and famous to you? What does the top look like to you? Like, what is that?
Right. It's not necessarily performing at the biggest arenas. That means you're paying all your bills, you're traveling when you want to, you're recording when you want to.
Right. And this town is full of people who are happy making music, and they bought a house and they have a car and they have a wife and kids and a husband and kids or whatever they want. They're fulfilling it through like music or some art, whatever they're into, you know. This is a working art town.
Right. So
Geared towards music, obviously, but sculptures and paintings, and man, that thing's full of amazing art.
Pretty sure that's why they call Nashville the Athens of the South. It's because the history of art, culture, music.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's super inspiring.
It is. It's since I came here, like it's just been nothing but inspiration. I feel like moving forward, and I've worked on some of the best music I've made, and just constantly thinking of new ideas and collaborating with more new people. I need to do more of that, but like I think that alone time that I've taken to figure out what I want, because I know what success means to me.
Yeah.
And I'm striving way beyond it, honestly.
Sure.
Because then if I don't, like at least I'm still like shoot for the moon. If you miss your land with the stars, whatever. Like that's like my mentality. Like what's the point in not dreaming big? Like,
Right. You gotta ask for it. You have to ask. I think, all these practical, spiritual people that I like to pay attention to. A lot of them being musicians and whatnot. Those who have made it, you know, whatnot. They remind you. It's like, oh yeah. Be specific in what it is you want, and then like be aware of when it's there or when it's not, you know, and set steps for you. Like, man, I wish I had a band van to go drive in. Okay, I got a van. Okay, I wish I had a gig. I got a gig. Okay, good. I wish I had 10 gigs in a row going across 3 states. Well, okay, there's it. You know? Right, and that's success to me, man. I don't know. If we were sitting in an office somewhere every day, justifying 9 to 5, khaki wearing, Nespresso pod living. No hate on Nespresso pods, they're delicious. But I couldn't justify my time being alive with, you know, that fire you have inside of you to make art or do something cool or just collaborate with people or be out there doing something. I don't know. Maybe we're just special that way, but I see so much of it in everybody all the time, even the normies. I'm like, you got a lot of creativity in you, and you have a lot to offer that you're not being tapped into. But we're sort of like, I got to make money, and I need to get this car, and I got to be able to pay my student loans, and I got to take care of my children, my family. You know, and there's a lot to life, and that's why no path is straight, man. Everybody's just doing their thing, so you got to be kind to everybody. Which Nashville, I keep bringing Nashville because I'm staring at it. But, I'm like, people are really nice here, man. You're in the South to begin with, and you're usually around a bunch of people who aren't from here, and so everybody's like traveler style, which is
kind of just excited to be here.
Right. Yeah. There's energy in that, and also like a friendliness, like a camaraderie of like, I'm not from here. Where are you from? Okay, great. Hey, here we are. New York is a lot like that too. No one's from. Not many people are from New York when you're out at the bar. Like, where are you from? Ohio? Thought so. Same with LA. Any of those big towns that gravitate, that pull artists in, you know. This place has had it for a while. Crazy.
So when did DOG exactly start? Like right after you moved here, pretty much?
Yeah, I met Zach Murphy.
Shout out Zach and Dylan.
That's right. I met Zach Murphy off a Craigslist ad in February. I moved here in November, December, and put up the ad when I got here, and then a couple months. I think I put it up a little after I got here. So I got here, got my bearings a little bit, and then put up an ad because I was still under 21. I couldn't go to bars to mingle with other musicians and like meet a drummer, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So I put up a Craigslist ad when that was the one, you know. Now it's other things, but and that he responded, and then that was it. 15 years later, man, we've been through it all. Sleeping on floors, sleeping in different countries, man, just traveling, eating, seeing, laughing. It's so cool. My sister moved here with 2 nephews. I got 2 nephews, and they're 4 or 5 years old. I'm watching this kid play soccer over here. He looks like one of them. And it's just dawning on me because they're watching me make music and make art and stuff. And like, okay, they're gonna pick up on this, and like, what am I gonna tell them? I'm like, it's hard work, but it's like the best. It's like an adventure with your friends for the rest of your life. You can have that. You can do that. Like if you want to If you want to go Jurassic Park adventure style for the rest of your life, you can. And there's ways to do that.
Hell yeah, I think that's awesome, dude. Especially like a lot of my cousins are starting to have kids too. I want them to grow up like seeing that they can do whatever they want
Right.
to, and that no dream is too small or too whatever. Like to dream big. Like that's the point. Like
Yeah.
especially when you're young. Like,
Yeah.
The sooner you start, the better.
Or just to dream, shit. Just to have an imagination or something. So, like you said earlier, the cell phones are robbing our life. I've been thinking I want my life back because I was 14 or something, 15 before I ever had a cell phone, much less a smartphone, much less a Facebook account, much less any social media. And so I had like a life of just like when things you did out here made a mattered, and that was it. This was life. Now it's like this is almost sometimes for that in a lot of scenarios, you know. And I was like, I wonder if is there gonna be a swing back to real life, or are we just?
I think they're in some ways. I just saw some video on Instagram like right before we were hanging that someone like threw a party where it was like no cell phones were allowed, and it ended up being a huge success. Like 700 people came through, or whatever, and it was a great time.
That sounds amazing.
Events like that I think will be more common. I think where people just unplug.
Yeah. Yes, and I hope that continues to happen, and because it's so ingrained in like all of our stuff now. Of like, oh, my wallet is my phone, or someone needs to know where I am and it is my phone. I just hope we remember to unplug. Is all as we get more things to plug in. I know that sounds like old fuddy-duddy, but it's also kind of like, I don't know. I remember life back then, and it was really rich, with really just food tasted better, music sounded better, like shows were more exciting to be at and to play. It was like
more people probably dancing too.
Dude, shows back then were because you had to be there. You didn't get a little sneak peek the next day on a little clippy clip. You had to be there. And so there was just like this energy and magic and mystique around the performance, which I think is still there, but that urgency of like, I need to be present with this artwork.
The geese.
Flying south. But you know how it is. It's just a long journey, man, and we're riding it. It's really exciting though. It just when you think it's kind of gonna get boring, like what else could there? Like I'm doing everything I can, and then just like some little sideways thing happens. Like, oh, look at this! Oh, look at this slice of life I wasn't anticipating.
Right, I hear that, man. Absolutely, because I just been locked in, like doing my thing.
A hawk.
Damn, he's flying low.
Yeah, he's on a mission. He's hunting. This park is awesome, by the way. If
I love it.
If you haven't been here before and you're watching from somewhere else, put this on your list to visit when you come to Nashville.
We're in Centennial Park, Nashville, Tennessee.
That's right. That is the Parthenon, the only other full-size replica of the Parthenon other than the one in Greece.
Right, even the original is like
deteriorating.
in shambles.
Yeah. Ours is way better than theirs.
But yeah, it's cool. It gives you like some insight of what it would have looked like.
Yeah, totally. Standing next to it and just being like in awe of, even with modern day supplies and shit, it's like incredible that thing is built. And like you line up all the pillars and they're just perfectly in line. I'm just in awe of that kind of stuff.
So let's go back to talking about DOG.
Yeah, dog.
Originally, y'all were Blackfoot Gypsies.
That's right. Started
when I
Blackfoot
first met you.
Gypsies. Yeah. That was right in 2010, all the way up until when we changed in 2019, right, almost right at the pandemic. Yeah. But yeah, it started with just me and Zach playing guitar and drums. And the Black Keys and the White Stripes were really famous at the time, so it wasn't weirdly uncommon to see that type of band. We weren't particularly groundbreaking in that. Honestly, I just wanted to get to work, and I was like, I don't want to find another person.
Yeah, start somewhere.
Yeah, like,
let's get it going.
Let's go. That whole let's go. I wanted to let's go so bad, so hard. I didn't care. Whatever, we're going now. You know that urgency.
Come on, Vamanos.
Right. Come on.
So then when did Dylan come into the mix?
And Dylan moved to town about 3 years after I did. And then, so he moved to town from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And he was in a band that he had come down here with. And then we started jamming, and I put him on bass. I asked him if he would want to play bass, because he's a great guitar player and piano player and just all around great musician. So, and he was like, oh, I was actually the bass player in my old band, and I like playing bass. And I was like, okay, amazing. So we had Dylan, and then we had Ollie Dog. We had a harmonica player, and he's from Nashville, kind of old school Nashville guy. And Zach and I were playing a party. The guy catering the party comes dancing into the room, like where he's working at. Like he's working this event, and he's just like, oh! His name was Pimpin'. And Pimpin' introduced us to Ollie Dog, and Ollie Dog was our harmonica player for, whatever, five years or so. And Ollie Dog came with us we did 2 7-week tours of Europe, and that was a trip, and he came with us on that, and it was the 4 of us for a long time, and then we parted ways musically and otherwise, and we wanted to expand our style of music, so we rebranded, we redid the whole thing. We got dropped from our booking agent all in one day. Dropped from the booking agent. The tornado happened in 2020, March of 2020, and we rebranded all within like, it was like a flipping of the worlds. Like, okay, cool. And that's when it really humbles you to be like, you're starting over. You're not starting over from zero, but you're starting over. Are you ready for that?
It was a good time to start over, though. I feel like the whole world was taking a break.
Of the times to have started over, that seemed to be the best. But yeah,
that's why I started growing my hair out too, because I don't care if I look like shit.
Right, yeah, I don't care. I have my scraggly, terrible beard. You can grow a beard. I'm excited to see when you just go Forrest Gump for us real
Maybe
soon.
in the winter time.
Yeah,
when it gets cold.
I bet your beard would be gnarly. Mine was terrible. But yeah, you're right. Of the times to like, flip, let's do something else. It was great. I don't know. I felt like we did what we set out to do in the Blackfoot Gypsies. I was like, we made some great records. We went on tour with a lot of people I admire. I shook hands with Buddy Guy and all of Blues Traveler and Dwight Yoakam. All these guys we got to open for and play with and be around. And between country and blues and rock and roll, we had a lot going on. It was very cool, very fun time. We weren't making a lot of money at all. It was a really stressful time as far as keeping your rent, keeping a house, But man, what an adventure. And it was great. I feel like we got what we were supposed to get out of that. And then this time has been just like less work, like less like grindy, hustly, I'm miserable work, and more like motion, like and then you like take a big jump. And the wisdom kicked in a little bit. Experience kicked in. And so ever since we've been doing this, we started over, but it was also like the steps have been bigger and faster, So
I like the artistic direction too, like with like the artwork that you've done with DOG as well.
Totally, thank you. And talk about collaboration. There's so many visual artists around here that are so great. So anytime you want, you've collaborated with some artists, some visual artists, right? Like here's my music, here's me, make art from that, and then they do, and then it's good. I love that.
Hell yeah.
I love that, and it's all collaboration when you get down to it. Someone said it in an interview, I forget who, but it was like, what are people paying to see when they go see someone perform, like a band or a musician performance or a dance or anything? They're going to see teamwork. They're going to see you guys working together and making a greater part than a greater whole than the sum of its parts, right? You all are great musicians individually, dancers, whatever, but you get together and then this other thing happens, right? Baking soda and vinegar are cool, right? But you get them together, right?
Dude, and I was saying to you too, when I saw you guys last perform at Acme during Americana Fest this year, like a month or two ago.
Yeah.
It was one of the best performances, not just of you guys that I've seen, like ever that I've seen.
Wow.
Like, and you guys were performing some new songs. Like it was one of the new songs put out specifically 5150.
4950.
4950.
Yes.
My bad.
Yeah, it's in a row. Yeah, if you ever forget.
4950.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like, especially like you and Dylan on stage, like you guys would be like, just like switching up like the tempo almost and like just falling back, and it would get like really slow and groovy, and then you would like slowly start building it back up and get closer to the mic, and then you start singing again.
Right, dude, that's what 15, 13 years of playing together gets you, is telepathy. You know, anybody you collaborate with for that long and you've played songs with that many times, you know when they make a certain volume change or a certain motion, or like we are reading each other without reading each other, we can hear each other. But thank you, that's a huge compliment about the show. But some other guy had mentioned, it's like, you guys had this looseness to your playing that only playing together for a long time can get you. Like, it's tight, but you're loose within it, you know, there's a comfortability in your performance and your playing together, you know, and that comes from blood, sweat, and tears for a long, long time. Then you look at these bands like Blood, Sweat, and Tears, or any of the other bands that have been around a long time, and they get up there and they're just like cheesing with each other, they're just having a good time, you know, like that lightness about them, it was earned from some heavy shit. Like, they went through it to earn that lightness of like being able to be like, that's fun, oh, my buddy here, yeah, we're old friends, yeah, right, yeah. Like the Rolling Stones or whatever, any of these guys who've like been through the ringer, you know, as far as jail or the media or anything, and like now they can just be light with each other. I think that's so beautiful, and I think that's where we've gotten a lot of the way with DOG and my guys, is like, man, Dylan and I have almost killed each other a few times.
Like any brothers do,
intentionally
honestly.
or otherwise. And I love him so much with my whole heart, and I do anything for him or Zach, and it's because of, you know,
The experiences you all
right,
had
getting
together.
robbed, getting stranded, getting broke, you know, that AC/DC song, it's a long way to the top.
It reminds me of, too, that you wrote your band life book.
Right.
And you spoke about possibly like writing another one in the future of like
Yes.
your experiences since then.
Yes, right. Which, I mean, even just now looking back at the band life now, that's only been 5 years ago that I put it out. And already now I'm just like, oh my God, there's so many ideas to expand upon it, like furthering these concepts of, you know, how to be mindful and while being in a band and performing and traveling and doing the whole thing. I hope to do that though, but yeah, it's going to tap into some other stuff, like deep vibrational stuff about like who you are as a person and what are you doing out here? Why are you doing it? You know, big questions kind of style.
Right.
And how to address them and how to keep them under your hat while you may be having an internal crisis freak out at the toll booth in New Jersey.
Yeah,
The
toll booth. Looking for change.
They hit weird times, man.
Yeah.
But I don't know. All I know is my experience, and that's fun. That's what's fun about writing. It's like, oh, you know, you can never be wrong about what your experience, right?
Right. You're not telling people how to live their life. You're just saying this is what happened and what worked for me. Like,
right. Or
take it or
what
leave it.
didn't work.
Right,
yeah,
absolutely.
Choose a different path if you can. You know.
I've definitely learned a lot too, just from seeing other people's mistakes, not just my own.
Of course, and we make them too, and that's how you learn. And I think that's the cool thing about not being some people are better at it than others, and I've been trying to, but not being ashamed of their mistakes. Like when they mess up, they'll just talk about it, post about it, share it. You know, like
get really vulnerable. Yeah.
Right, and I think that's a beautiful one. That's a solid person on the inside. They know themselves to be like,
to let you even
Right.
hear about the shitty things.
Right, and that they'll admit to it and just be human about it and share it, and not for the sake of attention, more so of communicating with his fellow man that like, this is something I did, it wasn't good, but here's that knowledge for you in the event you want to choose a different path, or, you know, take this into consideration when making your decision.
Or if you come across a similar situation. Yeah.
Right. And that's just life, you know. That's what our parents are for. That's what our siblings are for. That's what our community's for. We're supposed to be sharing these.
I feel like lately more too, I'm more, now that I've like matured a bit over the last several years, where I'm more interested in like my parents' life before I existed, because up until like recently, it's like their life has always just been with me in it, you know.
Yes.
Like I'm more curious about what was like life when I wasn't around. What hardships did you have, like, and those, learning from their experiences rather than just like acting like I know everything about them, because I don't. You know?
Absolutely. Those are great questions to ask, man. You should definitely get them on the record.
I've almost got my mom on the podcast. Maybe when I'm home for the holidays.
Yeah, talk them into it, or just keep the phone tucked and record them. That's how I did it with my grandpa, who's 100 years old, passed away last year. I'd just get him I'd get him talking. I would just listen, record his conversation.
For yourself, mostly.
Yeah. I just wanted to have him talk. But I mean, that'll be valuable, later on in life when your parents, like, their story might change too. Like, ask them now, like, what was life like before me? And then when they're like 95 and senile and their guards down a little bit, they might tell you some extra stuff you didn't know about, at least my parents did. Like, what? I didn't know about that one.
yeah, for sure. Definitely. It's awesome, like, starting to, like, get to know even, like, my aunts and uncles more on, like, a friendship level.
Yes.
Rather than...
as an adult.
Right. And not knowing much about them because, like, they've always just been, like, caretakers or just, like, in the background, honestly, while I'm hanging with my cousins my age, like, as a kid, like, we're just off playing. We don't give a shit about what the adults are going through.
Right. Yeah, whatever. What's a mortgage?
Yeah.
Who cares? That's so true. Yeah, it's been nice. Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely do that if you can, man. Interview them, ask them what it's like, because their life certainly changed once you came along too. Like, they were probably different, maybe not hugely different, but they're different people. Their whole set of things they needed to do changed as soon as we showed up in our respective parents' lives. It's crazy to think about. Think about having a kid right now. Like, what, right? I know you wouldn't. But
I'm not ready, but...
you're a lot older than a lot of the people who would have had children already. Less than 50 years ago, it'd be totally normal for you to have
married young,
a few kids. Right? Yeah. I mean, I pop myself into that world every once in a while, just to be like, wow. Wow. I much respect. I'm watching my sister raise these children and her husband, and they're beautiful people, and I love them both, really. And they're doing such a good job. They're so mindful, and man, just respect the amount of effort and time it takes to raise
they're dedicating the next 18 and probably the rest of their lives.
18 years that they legally have to.
Right.
But they never stop being your parents, right? Stop being your kids.
I wouldn't be anywhere close to where I am without my parents. So shout out to them. Literally, this podcast started in my parents' basement while I was saving up to move here. They didn't have to let me live there rent free, do they?
Right. Yeah, they want you to succeed. So I mean, that's what the world needs. Everybody needs a hand up, not a hand up. They need a hand sometimes.
Yeah. I'm guilty of liking to think I can do everything myself, but the fact is, we do need help.
Yeah.
And I even expressed that to my dad when I moved down here. I was like, I really appreciate you because I do need your help. And even just like my friends or people I make music with, like, they've all helped me get to where I am. Like, I have not done this at all myself.
Right. No, that's huge awareness that a lot of people much older than us don't have sometimes. They think, and everybody has had a different journey, right? So some people have had to do their whole journey themselves, like orphans.
It's tough to ask for help, though, too.
That too, right? You have to ask. That takes humility and being humble. But yeah, I've had a lot of help being in Nashville, man. I had a lot of help getting here, and I still get a lot of help, and I'm more comfortable with it now than ever, right? Of being like, use these people. Don't use them, like, don't take from them, but
help each other.
Right, exactly. Offer, exchange. I have something to offer, you have something. We can help each other, and that's the idea. To come from a place of, like, I don't know, it's been on my mind lately of, like, when your mind changes from what you can give to when your mind changes from what can I get to what can I give, as just a lifestyle of a way you live, be it art or working at the food shelter or whatever it is you do, like, then your life changes dramatically for the positive. So I just hope that we all of us just get comfortable, like, we need each other, like, we can help each other.
Because even then, what's life without friends and your bandmates to share those moments with?
Totally.
It's not as fun. Like, I do love performing solo, but there's nothing like performing with your friends on stage. Right. Like, because that energy just goes up a notch. Like, it's just a couple notches. Like, Super excited too for my 4th annual Thanksgiving bash.
That's right. Where's it gonna be? It got moved to
Providence, Rhode Island.
Prague. Come on,
Dirty
down.
Prague, baby. We're selling tickets for the 4th annual Thanksgiving bash in Providence, Rhode Island. Shout out my boy Southside MAB's coming from Nashville to join me this year. And of course, I'm gonna have my hometown boys, Jack Daddy, Shinazuki, 323 and Demi there with me. Shout out these geese real quick.
Canada.
Peace. That'd be kind of sick if you could see that in the video.
You can see that?
But yeah, so shout out City Oasis. We hosted the first 3 Thanksgiving bashes there, and we had many conversations.
R.I.P. Right? They're done.
Yeah. So the owners retired. Congrats to them.
Yes.
And yeah, so they just sold the place, and it's time to move on, try something new. I think it's great to keep the tradition alive.
That's really cool, though. You're bringing people together at a time that they're already brought together, but under like the fun version,
Yeah, right.
Let's bring the real fun to this, man.
And that's what the person I want to be. Like, my house is going to be the house like we have like holidays at, like when I have my own place. Like I always love bringing people together, whether it's for the podcast, whether it's for a show, whether it's for just a party or whatever.
Totally. And that's one of the best things about music, like at all. Like even if the band sucks, well, we got together and we had a nice time. We got to see each other, chat for whatever it is.
Right. Especially the older you get, that feels like the less you see your friends and your family. So
absolutely,
everyone's busy doing their own thing.
They sure are.
And that's one thing that I do. Like, success would mean to me is being able to support myself, make my music when I want to, travel when I want to, and see the people I love when I want to, or at least more often than I do now.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm just now getting a taste of that, where I get like everything I'm dabbling in is something that I like to either earn money or make art, whatever it is, and I get to see my family in my off time, and I'm not strapped to anything.
It's good to have them here now,
right?
too.
That too is huge. But man, yeah, you nailed it with the that's success.
Music
right there.
brings people together, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the best things about it.
I mean, that's kind of it, really. I was also thinking about that today. Like, think concerts pre-cell phones, right? It was like, that was electric, and that was what people were there to do. It was like, oh, they get dressed up, they see each other. It's
quality, real quality time without phone.
Right. High vibration, just undistracted, all into each other. All that energy that we...
Definitely more movement, too, because everyone's not just standing there recording.
Right. That part's a little annoying, but... I mean, there's always been cameras at concerts, There's always, people taking this and that, but... Yeah. The togetherness. I didn't know at first that was the greatest part about playing music, but I have noticed that over the years. Like, oh, man. When we go back to towns and, like... This really happened. A couple came to one of our shows, and there was a husband and wife, and they had a baby. And like, this is our baby's first show. We met at one of your shows here. And so, because of our show, these two people met. That would have been just a happy story to begin with. Like, oh, they got married and they're happy. And then this kid is now here, and we're their first show. I don't know. That seems just like... awesome.
It is.
I know it's not like I don't get credit for that, but I played a small part in like whatever this kid turns out to be, inadvertently.
Some sort of serendipity there.
Yeah. So that's as sweet as it gets right there. I don't know.
For real. But like, there's certain things that have happened along my journey that have been like, I don't know, sign or an omen that like I'm headed in the right direction, or like that you're here for a reason, or... It sometimes takes a while to understand, but to see it actually happen like in front of you, and like people tell you like that their lives are impacted, and you didn't have any clue.
It's amazing. It's really, really amazing.
It is like, I forget what the word for it is, but just like having the understanding and realization that like everyone's living just as complex of a life as you are. Because when I'm like driving on the road, I see all these people on the road. It's like, might as well be a bunch of bots around me, dude. Like, these aren't like real people, but they all are going somewhere.
Right.
They're people that they're seeing, families. Like.
Right. That's so true to remember while you're driving too. Jeez.
Right. Especially with how crazy people drive out here.
That's right. Yeah. Be ready. Be ready. Yeah, man.
Stay ready.
Stay
so
ready.
You don't have to get to. So what's like upcoming for DOG? Y'all working on a new album you put out?
We just recorded.
Single?
We recorded the album in Wichita, Kansas, because that's where the label we're working with has a studio. So we went out there and spent 8 days. Talk about like a 9-to-5 job. We did 8 days in a row of recording all day, and that was amazing. A lot of work, but
What's the name of the
super
label?
focused. The label's called Midtopia, like Midwest Midtopia, and they're like an artist house. They help with whatever you need, internet content, shows, blah blah blah, a la carte, or you can get the whole package, whatever. But it's grant funded. It's not this like, oh, we'll make your record, but if we don't get all the money back from selling it and putting you out there, then you owe us this money kind of thing, which is traditionally how old record labels worked.
Mm-hmm.
It was a loan, a big loan.
Right.
This is, they don't recoup any money because it's grant funded from philanthropists. So they paid for us to make the record. They're going to pay to put it out on vinyl. And they get paid, everybody gets paid. It's fine. The philanthropist guy is fine with having this well of dough be for art to put out stuff into the world. And so that happened. That's what's happened. That's that label we're dealing with, which is really cool. It's an experiment. They're trying it to see if this works. And
It's kind of similar to what you're doing in Sweden in a way.
yeah, right. Exactly. There's some synchronicities there. Which, I mean, there's always been supporters of art. You know, there's classical music, ballet, you name it, has always had some rich guy behind him making it go, which I don't feel bad about, you know. I do not feel bad about that at all.
Right.
But yeah, we did this album, and so we're gonna release that next year, probably springtime, probably right about the time I'm going to Sweden. So we'll be doing lots of internet releases and whatnot, and then we'll come back and do a big old tour about it. But it's 14 songs. We might need to trim some to make the album, but you heard some of them at the show at the Acme the other week, and it was time is fake. And we're just so stoked about them, and
They sound great, yeah, man.
thank you. Yeah, I think
I love how though, like 15 years later, like y'all are still like honing in your sound and like improving.
it never stops.
And believing in yourselves. Like,
Right.
yo, I remember one big goal that you said to me is that you don't want to go to Bonnaroo until you play it.
Right. Yeah, that would be great.
And I can't wait to be there the day that you do play
Yes.
it. 'Cause
Thank you. That means a lot.
it's going to happen, dude.
Totally,
Like, obviously,
totally.
You have to believe it. It
Right.
will.
Oh yeah. But what has changed is I no longer think less of myself because I haven't got that. You know, I don't think I'm not as good as someone because I haven't gotten a certain something, an accolade.
Unsuccessful, yeah.
Right, or anything like that. So that resentment or any of that might be weird or bad feeling, like I don't have any of that. It's like if I get it, great. If it doesn't happen, that's okay too. I'm like, I feel really good about it. So I don't know. I challenge artists to like find contentment in themselves so that it isn't a battle between
Everything else is just a bonus.
Right, yeah. I'm not trying to beat anybody. I don't want to beat anyone. I'm not trying to outrank anybody. That's not what I'm here to do. So if I get it, great. If not, I'm doing pretty good. I feel really good. It's not like I'm rich or anything, but it's like I have a band. I get to go play music. I have enough of a reputation to where I can go book a gig somewhere and they will value me a little bit. You know, they'll be like, oh yeah, sure, we'll give you a night. Great, yeah. So it's not all for nothing, you know. That long road of doing what seems like almost meaningless things adds up to, like that record I made. All these, like, I'm doing a single. Now I have an album. Oh, now that album can be handed to someone, right?
Yeah, so that actually reminds me of when I first started making music and releasing it in 2018, that I put out an EP called Cenzo.
Yes.
And that's like around the time I was only going by V before that. And like around the time I decided to change it to Vincenzo. And I had like 3 songs that I was going to release separately. And then I was like trying to figure out what the art would be for each of the singles. And I was like, wait a minute, I could just package these together. And that's how the Cenzo EP was born. Like I remember just laying in bed at my parents' old house and working on Photoshop to create that cover art.
Dude, you got that grit of I'm just gonna do it, and that's why your success is already done. You gotta I know you gotta fill in the blanks, but you have the determination to do it, and that's what separates you from just about everybody else who doesn't make it. Is that I gotta do some Photoshop? Okay, yeah, well, figure out how to do it, figure it out, do it,
Right, be a man of many hats, like the both of me and
That's
you
right,
are, and
that's
why I
right.
love that you actually make hats.
Right.
Too. Like that's.
I just
Hatter,
wanted some hats, man. So you just start making them,
Like that hat right there.
like this one, yeah, like this one, yeah.
Did you make that jacket?
I made this jacket. I made these pants.
This man's head to toe, dude.
I like to keep my threads on high vibration, my friend. Keep your threads natural.
That's probably good for you to like unplug too. You're probably just cooking like in the lab.
Oh, yeah.
Stitching shit.
Yeah.
up.
Oh, dude, I have you've been to my sewing studio. It's just like a room of creativity, fabric, sewing machines, whatever.
Everywhere.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, so just let your mind run wild. It's kind of the best. Talk about, free reign creative outlet, So, yes, unplug. When I get off the road of touring, I'm in the sewing room. It's like, don't call me.
When you come back, I'll have to have you create something for me.
Yes,
we'll get some ideas
I'd love
together.
to. I know you like hoodies. I could probably make you a pretty cool
I
one.
was thinking more of maybe like a bomber jacket type
Ooh,
shit. Like
you got it.
with I have one that I could use for an example to show you. And
Yes, please.
we could pick out some fabric together, but I got some ideas for like I already have like all of next year planned out of like what I'm gonna do and my goals for next year. But the exciting part is that's like you don't know what else could happen because my mind is like I'm gonna do what I have to do,
Right.
Work my job, Uber and Lyft,
Right.
to make my money, pay my bills, and like work hard at like putting out this new music and really getting in front of people and performing more and just like actually taking it seriously, like even though not that I haven't been, but just like really like I've been saying a well-oiled machine. I want Monday podcast, Tuesday live stream, Wednesday cover song, Thursday another live stream, and then like clips throughout the weekend. It's just like automatically
Endless entertainment.
Literally endless enjoyment entertainment, baby. So it's all about though, but I've been keep saying it too. Like I want to have more conversations like this, and shout out everybody that's been on the podcast in the last 4 years, because it's helped me, get to where I am. All these conversations are meant to uplift each other, of course, and there's a lot of negativity in this world, and we don't fucking need that shit, dude. We need to be supporting each other and just putting some positive stuff out there.
For sure. Yeah, this is a great way to do it too, man. Keep people talking, keep bringing people together. And you're going to have, you're talking about having a full schedule. You're going to be, I think you'll be amazed at the serendipities that slip into a schedule. I was like, I ran into this person while I was doing this thing, and that spawned off to this show, and if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't have done this, and now I'm here,
Right, or what songs that I haven't even written yet might come in the meantime too, and like could be even better.
Right.
So I was showing you a couple weeks ago too, like I've been producing and making my own beats and stuff. So that's like one of my projects for next year, like working on like a country inspired like album that I'm producing, as well as like my pop album.
That's amazing.
I've been working on since I put out the last one, Life is Hype, in end of 23. So that's like been in the works the whole time.
I'm stoked you're diversifying. It just only makes you stronger,
Absolutely.
And
I feel more confident in my craft too because of that, like, mixing up the singing and the rapping. And even then, like, I waited 7 years to start even trying to make beats.
Right.
Because I thought I would be making shitty beats.
That's
but, like,
okay. That's part of the journey,
I developed
right?
that ear, though.
Right.
I feel like where now I have a better sense of, like, rhythm.
You're like, I know what sounds good. You start trusting yourself. Your experience is kicking in.
Yeah.
Your wisdom is kicking
Exactly.
in. Your taste has, developed into...
And people will trust it, too.
Oh, totally.
Like,
of course. Because I went to art high school, so I thought everybody that was around me was just like good at art and stuff, but other people out here, they're busy with stuff. They don't have time to make all this art. You have to do it for them, and that's why they pay you. Or, patron you in some way, or support you in some way. It's like, oh, I love what you do. I like that. I would have done the same thing if I could do that, but I'm busy and so.
Right. I think the biggest compliment when people come out to a show or even just supporting online is like they see me as someone that's living out their dreams. Like,
Yes, that's right. A lot of people will follow along and live vicariously. They're like, oh my God, you're at another gas station, huh? Wow.
Another Buc-ee's.
Oh, wow. So that's what Gary, Indiana is like. Wow. No, all that to me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. A lot of people are interested, and we inspire other people to do that thing, and then they do a thing, and that inspires us, and I don't know, but it takes participation. That's all,
It's never too late to just try,
No, like that's any stigma about timing or age or skill or experience or any of that is all in our minds. It's all fake, in my opinion. It's you just be fearless.
It's just keeping you from actually doing the thing.
Right, yeah. You got to just find that thing, whatever you do that makes you forget about time.
That's what's awesome, like that you just came out here and you just got right into it, dude. You didn't even need a full band. You're just like, I'm going to do it because I want to start.
Yeah, I mean, I was so internally driven to be like, I'm going to be this thing, whatever this thing is. I'm going to be an art guy, a music person.
Could you imagine you'd be where you are?
I know, no. I was having that discussion the other day with someone. I was like, imagine what 16-year-old you is thinking of you right now, I don't know if you did that thing in high school. You have to write a letter to your future self, We did. And I was thinking about what I wrote myself. Like, dude, outshot it. Did way better than I thought I would do, and I'm not done, It was far from done. I feel like I'm just getting started. Just getting started,
We got a lot of life to live.
I know. But I don't know. I think, you have to go for it. That's the only trick. It takes a little guts, but you got to go for it.
That's like one show with my aunt Christy. She said that like she admires like the courage that I have to even like get on stage. Like, like, I don't even think about it. I just love to do it.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
Like it may be for a few seconds, but then it's just like, you just go for it.
Oh, this is
you make a mistake. No, I didn't.
You're very comfortable on stage. I can tell you're just like right at home. You're like, oh yeah, right in there.
It's therapy for me. I'm letting loose up there. Like I'm really like almost like exercising demons out there.
Totally.
Dude. Where my voice will be shot at the end of it because I'm going crazy.
I'm completely with you, man. It exercises you and it exercises the audience too. Like they feel that too. They're like, man, that was spiritual. I felt something in the air. That was amazing. Thank you. And like you're doing it for people. It eventually becomes almost like ministry work of like you're doing it for your community. It's like you're supporting your community through this exercising of vibration. I know it sounds silly, but it's true. Like we need it. This town is proof.
Take them to church.
That's right. That's right.
But I'm curious, how many shows have you played this year? Do you know?
This year?
Yeah.
I have no idea. It was the busiest spring and summer of my life. So I was on the road for almost 3 months straight. So I don't know. I'll add them up towards the end of the year, and I'll give you a number. But
just curious.
Man,
it's a good amount.
In our rolling days, when we were just playing every $300 gig up and down the road, we were doing 250 shows a year of just me and Zach in a van.
That's wild. Yeah.
Load the gear out, set up the merchandise, play the show, sell merchandise,
right.
Deal with.
I love that you said in the last podcast too. You said you're more of a traveling T-shirt salesman.
I mean, you want gas in the tank? You better sell a T-shirt.
It's worth a million streams.
is so true. But it was just work, man. It's work. But when you're enjoying it and you're just out there for the adventure and you just love whatever, just being a part of life, then it's not work. Yeah, you're sweating. Yeah, you're tired. Yeah, it's hard. But what's the alternative? Sitting at home doing nothing or whatever, getting a job at Walgreens. I don't know. That works for some people and it makes a lot of sense for a lot of people, but I think we both have that inner drive, that inner thing yelling at us like, go, get out there, do it now.
Yeah, even like a lot of the music I've been writing for this country album, like the themes of it go along with my life currently, which is like I drive for a living, and then also like my goal is to be on the road traveling, performing. So it's like a lot of it's a metaphor for life as well, like being in your body's a vessel that you're driving almost, and that
completely. That's a good metaphor.
We're on a journey, like either like it all can be like interpreted in that way. So like that's like the themes of it.
I'm excited.
And that we need to slow down and just enjoy the ride because like we're just here.
It's so true. We're prompted to rush all the time, sometimes, most of the time, so.
It's going to be called Rush to a Red Light.
There it is. That's it.
Especially because I just see people all the time, though, like when I'm trying to take a turn, and they're just rush into the red light that's in front of them. Instead, they could just let me go and just slow down. Like,
right. Right.
So just like all these things have kind of just come to me naturally. Like the ideas for my music and our projects, they're just like come naturally from my experiences.
That's you got to write what you know, and life experiences. You know those. you know what you've been through, right? And that's why I think we value all these young musicians so much, and it's amazing when these young musicians come out with such like wisdom and knowledge. Like that's the amazing part, but that's the super minority few. But then when you get to these older musicians, which is funny that we write off a lot of older musicians because they get old and like, oh, okay, you're old.
It's not hip, yeah.
Right, but like actually they're probably going to be doing their best work the longer they live.
Right.
The more life they live.
Do you feel like you're doing your best work right
Yes,
now?
totally. Oh my God, yes. Like there are some things that I used to do like, oh, that was cool, but you know, that was a flavor of for me at the time, but as far as writing and being a craftsman of this thing and like giving effort to it and
growing.
Just like making the most beautiful things that I can make, music and clothing wise, or just with mojo to it. 100%. I like every day is just another step forward. And one day that'll end, and you fall down and you die one day. But there's no reason for that to scare you off from
living that.
Right? Yeah. So yes, 100%. And that just gives me so much more respect for these old cats that are in Nashville hanging out, and they'll be one night playing in an arena opening for Chris Stapleton or whatever, and then they're in the corner of the bar playing for tips at Brown's Diner for 7 people the next night. And they're cool. They're cool. They're sick.
Because they probably had most of their crazy days behind them too. They're just living. If they're doing what they love, then it's like
right. So that was like, oh, okay, they have it figured out. If you can go from that humbly to this
and not be like, I always deserve to be playing.
Right. If you're here to play music and make music, then you'll be happy.
Take any opportunity to do that. Yeah.
Right. And that's not just music. That's an attitude for life, and anybody in any walk of life, I think, is like, just find what you love, be humble about it, work hard, and enjoy what you get. Yeah.
Man, you've got obviously a ton of wisdom, but too, that's why I love speaking with you, because even though we're very different, like when it comes to like music styles, that we can relate to each other in some ways, and that like I just love hearing your stories, and I can relate to them and put it to my own life's experience.
Same dude. I'm loving your journey, and it's super inspiring, and you work really hard, and I appreciate you having me be a part of number 77.
77.
Are you kidding me? It's an honor.
Before we forget, speaking of music, you got to bust out that pipe thing.
Oh yeah, come on. Yeah.
What is that thing?
This is a High Spirit flute, the company High Spirit flute, but I got it at a festival in Wisconsin, and it's the only one that I've ever seen that has a blues scale. So it's like a recorder that you played in middle school, or, but it's got the blues note in it. Take a sample of that and put that in one of you're the producer now, right? Sample a flute riff and come on.
Dude, I've been wanting to make a track with you, man.
All right, it's happening. You heard it here first, folks.
We're gonna produce a track together. So yeah, man, I just want to say thank you again, bro. For being a good friend. At the end of the day, one of the best friends that I've made out here. Even if we don't see each other for a couple weeks or a month or whatever, dude.
Doesn't matter.
We catch up. No time has passed at all, and we share our experiences and our travels, and that helps us move forward.
It really does, man. Yeah, and I love your style. You talk. You want people to talk, and I'm tempted to clam up a lot of times. So I appreciate you pulling me and other people out of our little clammed up shells to talk about what's going on. So
right. It's hard though. I mean, like some people, it's hard to like listen sometimes, and I love having the podcast to just kind of like give you your space to just keep going, bro. Sure. That's why I'm just trying to soak it all up.
Right.
And of course, I'll probably end up seeing more of it when I watch it back too.
Well, that's the fun part, right? With a conversation, you're riffing with a friend, you don't know where you'll land, and that's like, I don't know, that's exciting. Like, we'll probably both learn something from this conversation, and that's exciting.
And we can always look back on it too. I do that with a lot of times, like when I miss my friends from home, I'll watch those old podcast episodes from when we first started.
Oh yeah.
And it's great. Like even 20 years from now, we can look back on it and see how far we've come and all the experiences that we had. Like it's documented in this, you know.
Totally. I'm glad you're doing it, man. Sincerely. So thank you for letting me be a part of it.
I would love to have you back, obviously soon,
Oh,
bro.
for sure.
We need to get the whole band
77.
together.
Can I get 99? Can I be my next one?
I got you, bro. I got you. I got you.
22, 77.
Right before 100. That's probably gonna be next summer.
Ooh, come on.
Right before the
Come
album
on.
comes out, dude. So yeah, we'll talk about the song that we create. And
Yes.
I do. That would be you, but I would love to have Dylan and Zach on as well. I've been saying that for years at this point, but it's overdue. And we got to introduce Zach to my roommate because he saw my roommate's band play at Cobra and he really fucked with them.
Yes,
and
I remember him saying that.
Dude, that's my roommate.
Yeah.
So we need to introduce you guys. Like we should get together with Matt and shout out Steve, my roommate. So.
That's right.
You've met Steve once, I think.
Steve's incredible.
He's a great guy.
Let's go do it. Let's record. Let's keep the community going. This is it. We are it.
I appreciate you so much, Steve.
Likewise.
Shout out everyone that's been a part of the Endless Enjoyment podcast, y'all. It's been 4 years that we've been doing it, and we're just getting started, y'all. This is like seriously the beginning. We're about to take things off in the stratosphere the end of this year into 2026 and beyond.
And beyond.
Appreciate y'all. Enjoy. Thank you. Enjoy.
See you out there.